Welcome back to the Battle of Bautzen. Let us see what the French did this turn. Cavalry just milling around on the far right. But it looks like they are getting up to the river and preparing to cross it as they are throwing out skirmishers. But the simple fact is, my cavalry is doing its job at holding back what would be Oudinot's corps. So the Bavarians and various other elements of his corps are not exactly pushing. Well, they are pushing rather, but... Alright, the French are not going to launch an assault on Bautzen itself. Fire had no effect. In the meantime, these troops from Marshal MacDonald are getting on the main highway from Dresden to Bautzen. But otherwise, it looks like his corps is just continuing to mill around for the moment. All I'm trying to do at Bautzen at the moment is basically buy time. Given that, well, there is no doubt they're going to overrun Bautzen eventually, but because it's just too far ahead of my main force. But with delaying their assault on Bautzen, I can at least buy time to get my army into a nice good position on, say, the Krakowitz Heights. Here come the Italians. Alright, yeah. Looks like he's going to look to assault Bautzen from the other side. Which makes sense. Assaulting Bautzen from here is going to be incredibly difficult, given that there's, well, the river and only the bridge, so... This one battalion is able to just hold off considerably more troops. The troops of Marshal Marmont are getting up to Ohenna and are going to be setting up there to attack across the river in the few narrow parts of the river where it's just a stream. So the few parts where he can actually cross the river. Which makes sense. This is pretty much one of the widest crossing points of the river, at least on this part of the battlefield, so it makes sense Marmont's 6th Corps is going for it. And the high ground here will provide him with a nice artillery position to support it. Anything else that we can see? for the most part, we aren't seeing the majority of the French movement. But we shall... Hello, cavalry. At Telkenitz. So yeah, we can't see majority of the French movements at the moment, but we will see movement. Bavarian dragoons, by the looks of it. If not dragoons, chevaux légers. Alrighty. So in this case, then let's do what we did before. We'll start up here with who can move. And the simple fact is, did I want to move anyone up here? For the most part, my answer would be not really. I don't particularly care to move anything up here at the moment. But given that nothing is pressing Barclay de Tolly and his army forces and his troops at the moment, I think they are mostly just going to stay where they are before probably taking up position at the Galena Windmill Hill for the most part. So the Prussians. Prussians. It's time the Prussians do their stuff. Alright. Who do you belong to? You belong to... Right, you belong up here. So in this case, they are to, unsurprisingly, go that direction. But Prussians are still mostly in position and getting into extended lines. They are to remain as that. Alright, you can take up position there. Major von Anhalt. Alright, they are just to provide... I'll keep these in 6 rank deep formation to be the strong part of the left flank of this brigade. As for the rest, they are to well, who the hell are you part of? Oh, you're part of his lot. But otherwise, they are to just stay where they are for the moment. I got the skirmishers watching the river. And I'll keep the skirmishers watching. Alright. And we put those 2 Russian battalions of Jaegers into, because they look Russian, they don't look like Prussian Jaegers, so have them positioned there. Alright, we got their position. Any good artillery? Yes, we do have quite a bit of artillery that can shoot, so... the von Fuhrmann's Silesian Hussars are to stay where they are for now. Alright. Let's do... You can start shooting at them. No effect. Alright, how is our position overall? You I need to undisorder. You're perfectly fine. You're fine. This lot I intend to now form into a line and get them set up nicely on the heights here. This brigade, which is part of, by extension, this division that is in Bautzen itself, I intend to have it here as a rearguard, maybe? Right, can't detach skirmishers because you're disrupted. Alright. What do we got here? Bavarians, French, and Württembergers, maybe? Either Württembergers... actually, they're not Württembergers. They might be Baden troops. They might be Badens. Not sure, though. Don't recognise that uniform. General Major Noring will be there. Alright. The question is, what do I want to do here? Do I want to hold this position at least for a longer time, or do I abandon my far left and pull it back, recline it basically to where St. Priest's division is, who is part of the second line. Well, I know he's part of the second line, but where is... in this case, Alexander and Wittgenstein will move up to... will basically set up there, I think. They should, therefore, have effective command over the advanced guard, who should have effective command of usually... Yep, and yeah. So proper chain of command is established, which is useful. Now then, I'll come back to dealing with the cavalry down there at a later date, but for now, let us move York's Corps onto the Krakowitz Heights. Or into the Krakowitz area, rather. Because I'm probably going to end up having Klux's... I'm going to end up probably having Blucher's command as a whole set up on the Krakowitz Heights. So, and then perhaps York can be behind him. Alright, York can get to the head of the column. Right, York is now at the head of the column. He can join into the line. But yes, York as a whole is getting up onto the heights, getting his entire corps on the road, and I'll probably place it perhaps behind the Krakvitz heights and towards Prelnitz. Have it between basically Klein, Bautzen and Prelnitz, and then basically have Blucher and his entire command on the Krakvitz heights. But for now, we're going to keep with what my plan is for the most part, which is mostly waiting for the French to come at us, because, well, why panic and move things about that don't need to be moved about, or panic and do stuff that don't need doing? Four men just got taken out. Attempt to fire at them with their indirect. This is indirect, yes. 20-pounder lick basically means indirect fire. Alrighty. So I know we've now caused a bit more casualties, but so far, while the first shots of the Battle of Bautzen have been fired, for the most part, it's not really doing a lot. And I think I am going to follow my instinct and basically look to withdraw my cavalry on this side back towards Bautzen. I'll leave one squadron of dragoons to watch the crossing for the most part. The Tartan Uhlans and the Soyam Hussars will basically stay where they are for the moment, given that there's Bavarian cavalry here. I want to keep them fairly under control. Otherwise, Cossacks can start falling back as well. The Cossacks will start heading to Bobolitz. I think I'll leave basically maybe 3 squadrons of Cossacks to basically watch the bridge, the crossings at these 2 crossings, and then that 1 squadron of dragoons to watch this crossing, as I then pull back towards Rabbits over here. From there I will proceed to continue with my plan. Right, you're Steinmetz, you are part of his division. Your overall position is a little dubious. I do sort of want to converge my regiment, my line together a bit more, but for the moment, given that, well, I know that we've got Bertram's Corps up here, Marmont's Corps here, and then MacDonald's Corps here, from, well, my actual knowledge of the battle. Until I know what the French are going to do, I'll keep my somewhat extended line. It's a little too extended for my taste, but for now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for the moment, we don't know if it's broken, so I again still dominate the heights just outside Bautzen, so we can make use of that as we need to. Besides, if they cross here in large numbers, they're going to have to attack Burke up here. And say what you want, there is quite a few Prussians up here. But I do not intend to give up the heights, for the most part. The Krakvitz heights are going to be the centre of my defence, for the most part. Otherwise, nothing scheduled. Who's in half an hour, so 2 turns. My forces up here will release, which means I can then look to concentrate my forces up here a bit more. And then they will release at the same time, so again, I'll concentrate my forces much better. But for the moment, we've caused 8 casualties that we know of to the French, so that will do nicely. But until then, this has been another episode of the Battle of Bautzen. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing the next episode with you. So, this was turn 3, so let us push onwards. And bye-bye for now.